What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mags. And of course, Newcastle United took on Watford down in Vicarage Road today. And of course, as you can see, to my left, it ended in a 1-1. And as you can see, of course, by the title of this video as well, it ended 1-1 in the game down at Vicarage Road. And it should have been Newcastle United, in my opinion, coming away from this game with all 3 points. Watford put some effort into the game, but not nearly as much as what Newcastle put into the game. We were absolutely on fire today. Miguel Almiron tearing the Watford team apart. Maxi tearing the Watford team apart. Javier Manquillo tearing the Watford team apart. And of course, Newcastle opened the scoring after a couple of chances from Sean Longstaff from outside the area. Newcastle opened the scoring 23 minutes into the game, and yes, it was Sean Longstaff from outside the area, an absolute thunder cunt of a goal, and he just got this really beautiful strike on it, just whips it over, and Ben Foster does manage to get his hands on it, but it still goes into the back of the net at the away and the home end against where the Watford fans are, of course. And of course that was it. We were in the lead and we played absolutely fantastic. We played a 4 at the back as well. We had Isaac Hayden playing in a central defensive role in the midfield. We had Almiron, Willock, Longstaff, and of course Joe Linton playing in attacking midfield positions, with Maxi playing as the striker. But the reason it ended 1-1 is purely down to the fact that once again, Steve Bruce does not know when to put a substitution on. He should have put the substitutions on the 60th minute. We ended up seeing the first substitution for Newcastle coming on after Watford had already made their 3 substitutions plus 1 concussion substitution. And of course, we'll finally see our first one come on the 79th minute of the game. You know, by that point, by the time the goal, the substitution had come on, Watford were already back in the game on the 72nd minute through an Ismail Sarr header, which, you know, when you look at it between the goal that Sean Longstaff scored to the Ismail Sarr header, you know, you've just got to think, what a complete and utter rip-off. It was just a really shitty goal by Watford. And, you know, to concede something like that after Sean Longstaff had just scored an absolute worldie from outside the area, you know, it's just absolutely annoying. And for it to be the manager's fault, you know, and Steve Bruce not bringing a substitute on early enough, it just pisses you off even more. You know, we could have had 3 points today. Instead, we'll come away with a point. You know, that's 2 drop points, in my opinion. You know, we could have been sitting 16th tonight with this game ending. You know, and now, if you look at the table up on screen now, it'll be in this area here. You know, we're currently sitting 17th in the table at this moment in time. 3 points on the board out of 6 games played. You know, we're yet to still pick up a win in 7 games if you include the cup in it. That is absolutely diabolical from Steve Bruce, that he has once again fucked over, you know, our team and fucked over the chance of picking up 3 points against a team that we absolutely dominated, in my opinion. You know, if we look at the stats, Watford had 52% possession, they say, in the game at full time. We had 48%, you know, but that doesn't really, you know, tell you anything about the game in a whole. The shots Newcastle had in the game. Newcastle had 20 shots to Watford's 15. We had 6 on target to Watford's 4. We had 6 corners to Watford's 5. And we had only 12 fouls to Watford's 19. Watford are very, very lucky that Jared Gillette did not send one of their players off in the game today, because they were absolutely filthy. If we just look at a few of their players, you know, Ekong, he should have possibly been given a second yellow. Cathcart for that absolute pullback on Almiron should have been looking at red card possibly. Rose for his tackle on Almiron when he was breaking through. Last man as well. You know, Rose is very, very lucky to come away from this game with only a yellow card. Emil Dennis as well, picking up a yellow card. The one for me, though, was Canuck. He should have possibly been seeing a red card for a very, very dirty elbow in the first half on Almiron. You could clearly see him going bang with the elbow into the jaw throw area of Almiron. It should have been a red, possibly a yellow. If not going to be given a red for it, then at least give him a yellow. But he should have been given something. Of course, he escaped it and he ended up getting taken off eventually on the 64th minute after he had yet again done another dirty foul in the game. This time, hacking away and kicking away at the shin of Sean Longstaff as well. It's just an absolute dirty, roughhouse Sunday League game being played today. It has been from the Watford side. They were absolutely ugly to watch. The way they were playing was very, very dangerous, very, very filthy, and they're very, very lucky to come away from this game with, their 11 men intact, not to be given a red card. They're very, very lucky. Newcastle should have been coming away from this game with all 3 points, and we should have been heading on to the next game with a very big confidence builder with this game. But of course, we do still move on to the next game with confidence from this game. It was once again another entertaining game. There was, of course, like I say, the dodgy calls by Steve Bruce where he didn't bring on the substitutes early enough. But, yet again, another game where we've showed our entertaining ability. Just like the game against Leeds, we've showed that entertaining ability and we can do it still, under the right manager, under the right guidance, we'll be able to, be a much more deadlier team. But at this moment in time, under Steve Bruce, he's always going to hold us down. He's always going to be that anchor around our neck. And he's always going to, hold us back from being able to put out with full potential like we have seen in the past under other managers like Kevin Keegan in the 90s with the Entertainers, or even Bobby Robson in the 2000s, with Bobby's Knights, or even Rafa Benitez just before Steve Bruce, when Rafa Benitez was doing quite a bit of good stuff at St James's Park and with Newcastle and building up. But Steve Bruce again, man, you've went and lost it. You've lost it again. You've dropped with you've dropped with 2 points this time. You can tell how fucking furious I am that we've come away with, only a point in the game. It could have also been a loss as well, because Josh King scored a goal in the game. Luckily, Steve Bruce got the let off in the fact that Josh King and the other 3 Watford players were in offside positions when the ball was played in, and of course the goal was disallowed. So he did get the reprieve in that fact, but it was so close to being a loss if that goal hadn't been chalked off. We do come away with a point at least, but to have dropped them 2 points is absolutely diabolical and fucking pathetic from Steve Bruce, when all he needed to do was bring on a sub early and switch it up, get some fresh legs on there, and we would have come away from this game possibly with the 3 points, because you just couldn't see Watford really getting into the game anywhere until, of course, substitutions came in very, very late from Steve Bruce. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, remember, like, share, subscribe to 100% Mags, and I'm on the road to 600 subscribers. And I'll see you all next time. How are the lads?